Back on Bayswater down in Essex on the Syndicate Lake. Weren't sure if I was going to come back here for a while, but nowhere else to go. Everywhere else seems to be fishing the same, so I thought might as well get back here where it's all been happening. Now up here's where I fished last session for a couple of days, and the fish I found down this bank here all close on this easterly wind, and they disappeared just as the sun started to sort of like lose its strength. So I've got 4 rods spread out along here to about there, so it's all covered. We'll see what happens. By the morning I'm expecting a bite. I've seen about 35 to 40 fish like running up and down this like marginal shelf in fairly like shallow water. Last week was a total like blank, apart from Downing had 4 to sort of like about £15 from a little estate lake near Bury St Edmunds. Anyway, I'm gonna have a little look, and I'm sorry, I thought that was one top in the edge, but it weren't. It was a grebe. Anyway, there's always a period seems to happen round about sort of mid-end of March, and then it goes through to sometime into April by about the second, third week. The upper layers start to sort of warm up, so it's like really warm at the top and cold at the bottom, and the fish just don't want to really go down there. It gets really hard to get a bite, and that's what I think happened last week, because I've started to see a hell of a lot of fish on several waters now, and I don't mean like topping, I mean floating around on the top. So it's the same old really. Just got to like get through it. Now finding these fish where I have now, it's probably I reckon the deepest rod I've got maybe in the night about 9 foot close, 9 foot of water right close in, and I suppose the shallowest is about 6 foot. These fish were hanging, if you can imagine, it's, I don't know, sort of 7 foot where I can see, 6-7 foot, and they seem to be hanging 3 foot down. So they were quite down, quite far down, and I did see one like drop down sort of in about 6 foot right on the sort of shelf where it goes from like sandy to sort of like the dirty where the silkweed's growing. So there's a chance, apparently they like these sort of cold winds, easterlies and that on this lake. I think I'm going to stay on here. I've got an 8-hour tuition tomorrow, so I'll just like get his rods like sorted out in the next swim right in the edge, and then Tuesday I've got a 24-hour tuition, probably do the same here again. I might have a couple of trips, just wandering over to like the day ticket, which is from my swim. You can see it, look. So basically I could watch them. Hold on a minute. I could watch them topping, look. So that's handy. So what I might do is like, I don't know, see if I can go and catch one on a zig for a laugh. Take him over there, or take them both over there at some point. Like I said, one's an 8-hour, one's 24-hour, so I've got a couple of days work, and then I've got a couple of days fishing to myself. I got down here Sunday, so I'll be here ready for the morning. I just wanted to try and get like the clients on fish, which I have done. I left here last week after a couple of days, and it's done 1 6-pounder. So and I think the tench is I've done the right thing, but it didn't work where I went to the wall pack. I did see a hell of a lot of fish, like I said. Anyway, I've stuck with the long running chods, so like I know everything's sitting sweet. I've now changed my bait. I'm back on like fish meals as the water temperature starts to come up. I've soaked these. I'll show you in where are they in here? I've soaked these in the L030, so you can imagine they're like really salty now, really potent. So it's nice to get back on the old vortex again, and I had some old hook baits what I'd been soaking, so you can imagine what these will be like. They'll be like really black. I mean, these are like, I don't know, 6 months old. So I've got them little lovelies soaking in the L0 there. So like I've said many times, carp like salt, and that L030 from Sticky Baits, it's got a high salt content in it, and so I like glugma freebies as well in it, so it gives like a nice attraction on the bottom, so it's something for them to sort of home in on. I haven't put a lot of baits out, to be honest. I put like lucky seven freebies on each rod. As they were right close in, I sort of underarm flicked it out about 20 foot and reeled it back and then dropped it in. So I was like just trying to keep the noise down. Anyway, I doubt I'll get any liners here. If I did, it'd be unbelievable, but you just don't know. They do like use these shelves a lot, so if they put their heads down and touch the line, pull it, you're going to get some like bleeps. I'm not bothered, I haven't really seen any. You don't seem to see them a lot on here. They seem to keep their heads down. A lot of their showing seems to be at night, but when I'm working like on the tuition, I can't be burning the candle both ends, to be honest, because I'll just be too knackered. So anyway, I'm going to get my head down early tonight. The rods are in, so I'm really hopeful of a bite, especially seeing that many fish. We're talking nearly half the lake's population near on, so there's definitely a few about here. No one's fished in this area for well, about a week now, so oh well, let's see what happens. Hopefully I'll have something to show you by tomorrow. Very cold night, as you can see. Mist rolling off the surface. Outside temperature's freezing to the water temperature. Mega frost this morning. And that horrible feeling, nothing. I'm going to leave these rods in position and hopefully they'll slip back in sometime today, because it's supposed to be about 18 degrees, so I'm hoping the wind's going to blow along this bank. Chris down to my left caught his first 20 pounder, so happy days for Chris, plus he gained the knowledge. He had a 22 pound 4 ounce mirror down on Bayswater Syndicate Lake, so that was happy days. Me, I've been here 3 days. I've been here 3 days, or 3 nights, 2 days. Need a shower, blanking, but done my work for the week, so the 2 gigs has got the knowledge they needed. 1 caught, 1 blanked, so it's a funny old time of the year. They don't know whether to, well, not be up. They are up. They just don't want to go down in that cold water. You imagine it's still cold from like 2 months ago down there. So it gets like really hard to get bites. No one's even getting bites on zigs. I keep trying a zig. I even went on a day ticket lake. Right, fish there. Like I done it 18 inches, 2 foot under the surface. Apart from 1 rod knot, which could have been a liner, right? Yeah. Still no bites on a zig. And still I try, and still I get nothing. And I've been shown by a zig master, so I've got like the tricks of the trade. So but there you go. Still no good. Anyway, this morning I saw 3 fish top out just after Chris had that one, when he come and knocked me up, or yeah, woke me up this morning. They seem to be about 80-90 yards out in the middle of us both. I'm a bit like, I don't know, not sure whether to stay or go somewhere else, go and have a shower and start afresh somewhere else. So I'm going to make my decision in the next sort of hour and a half. I'm going to pack down, so I might end up coming back, because there's a transport cafe just round the corner there, and they've got showers in there. Or I might shoot down, so I just don't know what to do at the moment. But you know me, I just can't sit down. So I've changed my baits as well, because the water temperature started to rise up. I've gone back on the fish meals now, so with the water temperature's like going above 10 degrees now, especially in the upper layers, it's time to start doing that. I sort of like to glug them, give the bait that, you know, the freebies are turtle glugging krill, or a mixture of krill and L030. I normally mix both 50-50, and a handful of rock salt as well. So this is what I'm doing. That's the krill, that's the L030 there. I've got like the pellet mats and pellets with a vortex. Look, I've even got a dark side blooming mesh bag sitting in there. And here's the baits. You can see, look, they've all been glugged up, so it's soaked down there. So these make it really like a hell of a lot more attractive. And you know me, I've been talking a bit about salt lately. So the L0 and the krill, especially L0, is like really salty. So I've knocked a few batches of pop-ups up. I even found some from late last sort of autumn when I was over the Woolpack, and they'd gone like really black. So I chucked them on. Chris's fish was on a single vortex pop-up, just fishing in like the silkweed, where you'd expect him if they went for like natural food. So he cast them out just before dark. Long running chod, got a nice sort of like not firm or hard or a donk as everyone's talking about now. It's like just a slide feeling in the dirty. And then like just on first light, pulled tight, and he had his first £20, so happy days. Like I said, I don't know where I'm going to go next, but I'll find somewhere. And it could be down in Norfolk, Suffolk, or I could shoot like up to Heathrow. I'm not lost, but I just haven't got a lot of time at the moment because I've got a lot of work on. I'm having a break with the missus next week because it's like school half term. So I've got 2 days work, 1 day's fishing, 4 days at home. So, and then the following week I've got a 5-day tuition with Anthony, who comes normally once a year on a 5-dayer, and we're going to go like fendrating in a Woolpack, so that'll be interesting. One of my mates, Steve, he was down at Fen this week, or that 90-acre Cams pit, and he saw a chunk. They're well on the move there. Just hope I don't go and catch or get a recapture. There's 145 I haven't had out of there. So tip this session right to think about, right, what I'd be like worrying more about is make sure you carry your floated gear, plenty of mixers, like a 20 kilo sack. You want some either hemp oil or a cheap fish oil, right? Yeah, just to like set it off as like a chum line. And plus, if you're fishing in like windy conditions, that oil will flatten off the wind. So at the moment, right, yeah, I'm looking hard, moving around. I've got 2 days. I'm going to go and have a shower and clean myself up, and it'll be a brand new start. And I'm back on sticky baits like Vortex pellets, yeah, Vortex oily, and then like krill and L030, and I use absolutely loads of this stuff. It'll go on my pellets, in my bags, in my hook baits, over my freebies, etc, etc. Anyway, I'm going to be rude and going to leg it. Anyway, I'm getting a lot of feedback off that Petey filming. It was a bit funny. It was straight off the cuff as well. It wasn't even set up, no rehearsal or nothing. But you got to have a bit of fun and games on the bank. As I say, therapy is good for the mind and the soul. Anyway, I'm off. Later. Right, I'm over that 90-acre Cambridgeshire pit in Cambridge on a tuition, and very rudely caught one, even though my geezer's on them. And it's a rod spits out about 300 yards on a chod. The bait's been in position over 40 hours. That was out of the blue as well, weren't it? Heat of the day. Deep that was as well, that one. 28.4.
Do.
Go on in, Daryl, get in there, mate. And more importantly, I haven't had this one, I don't think. It's well full, isn't it? Look,
yeah.
I think its veins are sticking out. £28.4 from that 90-acre Cambridgeshire pit. shod rig, white, believe it or not, vortex bait, super dyed up white for winter fishing, soaked in the old rock salt.
Do you want any portraits?
Yeah, if you want, yeah.
He looks fucking massive.
It's a boy, innit? Tell you that water's still cold, isn't it?
Yeah.
First trip 2 nights.
Slightly round the meat.
Yeah.
That's it, that's it.
First trip 2 nights.
What, look, Jim on home
Lovely.
turf.
These are lovely. Can't beat these carp. Proper ones.
Hang on. Portraits. One more. Bang.
Sweet, cheers.
A cow, really.
Little speckles.
Someone just turned that red button
The back.
at the back. Yeah. Look.